Boris Johnson has insisted that his regional approach to tackling the virus is the best way to limit the rising cases and to avoid what he described as the misery of a full lockdown. Within England, there are different restrictions depending on where people live or work. Most parts of England are in Tier 1, as it's known, where the rule of 6 still applies and the 10 p.m. hospitality curfew is still in place. People living in areas like Greater Manchester, Leeds, Newcastle, large areas of the Midlands have now been placed in Tier 2, and that means there'll be no household mixing indoors, and the rule of 6 applies outdoors. And the Liverpool City region has been placed in Tier 3. That is the highest level, which means no mixing of households indoors or outdoors, and pubs and bars will close unless they provide what is called a substantial meal. But as our political editor Laura Kuenssberg reports, Labour has again called for a short, limited lockdown in England, a so-called circuit breaker, to bring the virus under control.
We're going to begin with an explosion of COVID-19 nationwide tonight as the country closes in on 8 million total cases of the virus. The number of new infections in the U.S. hit nearly 60,000 on Wednesday. That is a single-day high not seen since the summer. And with the country now racing toward what experts call a third peak in cases, tonight the CDC says it expects the virus will kill another 23,000 Americans by the first week of November. As we come on the air, 37 states are now seeing infections growing. Hospitalizations and deaths are rising too. And with falling temperatures forcing people indoors, we are told the surge will only get worse. It is a sobering assessment just 19 days before the election as President Trump and Joe Biden face off tonight. Not on the debate stage together, but in dueling town halls in separate cities. There's a lot of new reporting to get to. We've got our team of correspondents standing by to cover it all. CBS's Mola Lenghi is going to lead off our coverage tonight from New York City. Good evening, Mola.
Well, good evening, Nora. As you mentioned, the virus is intensifying and many states are struggling just to cope as more than a half dozen states continue to set daily records for cases and hospitalizations.
Tonight, the fall COVID surge is here. 17 states are now seeing surges unlike anything they've experienced during this pandemic, and no state in the U.S. is seeing a sustained decline. Hotspots are flaring up across the Midwest, with smaller rural hospitals fighting just to hold on.